So you all know I'm obsessed with figs. I have about 20 varieties of figs here. Most of them I've grown from cuttings, just a stick. I'm going to show you how I do that. I made a video last year about propagating figs, and I know some of y'all were with me for that video with the Optazorb and all the things. So I'm going to show you the results. This is one of the many containers I did. And we're going to take a good close look at it. So the first thing we can see here is that this guy is alive. He's making new growth. He has a leaf, new growth. There are definitely roots on the bottom of this. This one, it's still bendy. It has hope, but it hasn't done anything yet. I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. This one is doing great. This one has lots of new growth. Several areas of it, and it's fully alive. This one has roots. Same with this little guy right here. This one, though, let me see if I can get it on this one. This one, it's still a little bendy. Nope. You see how that's not green? He's probably dead. Let's pull him out and look at him. Oh yeah, look, no roots, no growth, nothing happened with this guy. He's dead. But the guy next to him did really well. This one, I had high hopes for this one because it was a very thick stalk. There's no sign of growth on either one. They're failures. This one did the best. This is a taller than when I started by that much, about 2 inches of growth. And you can see green all along. These buds all broke out, and now it's putting on new growth. There's a guy next to him, though, that's dry. You can feel it's not really bendy. It's dried out. It's dead. That one didn't make it. Here's another one. Nothing. Didn't make it. See those little white things? It was trying to make roots, and it just ran out of energy before it could do it. There's another one in here that has a little tiny top growth. I'm going to leave it and see what happens. Same with this one. Buddy, what's going on? This one looks dead, but at the base of it, growing out of it, this is growing out of this stick, is this little side growth. I'm plucking a leaf because it looks gross. But this little side growth is actually growing out of the base of this big dead stem. So we're going to leave him. And then this one right here has new growth. So that has it roots. So we've got 3 completely dead, 3 maybes, and then it looks like 6 or 7 that actually took root and are going to turn into new fig trees. I know you were all also with me when I trimmed the top of this Floria. I trimmed this piece. This was a little bit taller, and I trimmed it here. And I cut those pieces off, and I said, I'm going to plant these. I really like this fig. You know, it does really well here. Look, it's already got babies. So I want more of this one. So what I did, I got this little pot, and I put those 2 sticks in the bottom, and look at this. It's already making an entirely new tree. Like, this one did so well that I'm just going to have an entirely new, complete fig tree from this thing. Very exciting. I'm very happy about that. We'll just set these guys over here. Let them settle in. Here you can see my white Genoa, which is, for some reason, just a tall stick. All the growth is at the top of this huge stick. So I've been pinching back the buds because I don't want it to get taller. I want it to get growth down here, even if that means I've got to graft onto it. That is not a graft. That is whatever kind of fig it is, growing from the only living bud. And it's above the graft line of whatever they grafted onto, so it will be this kind. It will be white Genoa. It's starting. This is an Ischia, which is another kind of fig. I don't like the fruit as much. My frog's back there watching us. I don't like the fruit as much, and it only made 1 last year. It looks like it might only make 1 or 2 this year. But it's a nice looking fig tree. That is another baby Floria. And then this was actually a stick that I pulled off my friend's fig tree in their California backyard. It is a common fig, so it doesn't need any pollinators. And it's making a lot of leaves. I don't know if it will make figs this year or not. This one here is a Black Bethlehem, it's called. It grows in Pennsylvania in 6B. There's already a fig on it. It did really well all the way through the frost here last year when I forgot it and left it outside. And then eventually did bring it in, but it survived a mild frost, so that's a good tree. These are Brown Turkey, Chicago Hardy, and Violet de Bordeaux. They're supposed to be cold hardy, so they're up against the cold wall of the greenhouse, and they were in fact just sticks all winter. All of the green you can see is new growth. When I bought this, it was labeled Negron. And it does make very small black figs, which are delicious. I got 3 or 4 last year. There's a few struggling leaves on here that I'm just gonna break off. So I don't know what actually kind of fig it is because it is not a proper name for it. So I have to kind of refrain from talking about it because I don't really even know what it is. I have a feeling that it's actually Violet de Bordeaux and it's just been renamed, you know, somewhere along the line because they taste a lot like the Violet de Bordeaux fig that I got last year. But it is a gorgeous plant. It's obviously not young, and it makes these nice, big, delicious figs. Then here we have a Desert King. The leaves are huge. It's only this little stick or two. It's making these massive leaves that are all weird and misshapen. I feel like this one might have the fig mosaic virus, so it's always the last one that I work with when I'm out here because I don't want to spread that to my other figs. I don't care if it gets on the lemon tree. I just don't care. It won't hurt the lemon tree. But this fig, last year it was just a stick with a few leaves. It looked like this, basically. This year it's a stick with many leaves and a long piece that grew. Maybe we'll get figs this year. I don't know. My oldest fig tree is a Chicago Hardy. It's about 4 years old. I keep my figs root bound in pots. I feel like they produce better and they're just a little happier for me that way. And so the oldest fig here, it did make a good amount of figs last year. I was really happy with that. They're not as tasty as some of the other weird ones, but hey, we take what we can get. Then I had 2 or 3 crazy successful sticks. I don't even know. I think I randomly just stuck this in this pot. And it's growing. It's growing. It's Violet de Bordeaux. And then the other one is one of the random Florias that I was starting. It's making a whole damn tree. Happy about that. So, you know, figs, they're work. I have to shuffle them in and out of the greenhouse now starting this time of year just until it's, you know, over about 45 at night reliably, then they can just stay out. But the shuffle is worth it. Every year I get, you know, a good couple containers of figs, and every year there's more of them. So if you like a house plant, you can keep these as a house plant. If you like a house plant that makes food, figs are a good choice. Yeah, they're not hard. They like to be root bound too. They'll produce if they're root bound. They don't need to be in the dirt. They can be in a container. Just prune them.